Mike, all set for the big final hurrah with this team?
Yeah, we had we got the boys in 2 days last week. Really good 2 days. Get them back up to speed with the way we want to play, and get them back into the mindset that we need to go and perform at our best to win a series down in South Africa.
As things stand, is everyone kind of like fully fit, training fully, or are there any players kind of being managed at the moment for knocks or niggles?
I think they're all. You got me here. There might be a few off feet still, but nobody of any serious. They'll all be training fully today, starting today. So there are no injury concerns at the moment. So we're fully fit squad at the moment.
For a two-test series, like it's a 35-man squad, there's a lot of mouths to feed there. There's obviously a lot of competition for places.
Yeah.
When you were like selecting that squad, how did you land on the number of 35 is what you wanted? Because it probably is a larger squad than normal for 2 games.
Yeah, but it's also people getting experience on the back of it too. You know, the 4 or 5 young kids or young guys that are coming in that deserve their chance or opportunity to play for Ireland or being part of an environment, and it's really just making sure that we don't want to bring anybody else out. We want to have people in there getting the experience and in with us in camp all the time. I think that sort of continuity helps massively. But it's exciting times. I think it's probably the last time we're going to have a test series of this kind of ilk. So next year it changes, so it's a huge opportunity and challenge for us to go down and put in a good performance.
Funny then for me, we'll be talking to him in a few minutes, but Cormac is a Chuku. What was it that you saw in him in probably the second half of the season just gone, and what have you seen from him in the couple of days last week?
Well, we had Izzy in the emerging island, which everybody poo-pooed at the time. So we've got 4 or 5 of those players now that have come through, and I thought it was good. We've always rated Izzy. It was always going to take time for him to physically get to where he's at, but as you see, he's a beast of an individual, and he's played exceptionally well. So for him to get that belief and again that experience with us in the squad, he's here on merit, and let's hope he pushes for places, or will do.
Mike, can you give us a sense of what the mood was like when you met up last week? Obviously, disappointing finish to the season. You were in a few days earlier than you would have planned in terms of promises. What was the mood like?
Well, for us it was fine.
Yeah.
we got an extra 2 days to prepare, so get over it and let's get up and go again. I think you've got to understand that this squad has been around a long time now, and they fully understand and fully aware, as do the coaches, what it's about. And you don't dwell, you don't mope around, you get on with it, and like I say, the challenge is real for us now, and it's making sure that we put our best foot forward and go and perform, and get over what's happened in the past, and let's go and do it.
You had something similar in 2022 before you went to New Zealand. It was a disappointing finish to the provincial season, and obviously everyone knows what happened there. Is that something that you can touch back on?
No, we won't touch on the past. We'll just go on what we've got now. We need the energy, we need the boys at their very, very best to compete against South Africa. So, it's making sure that they're up to speed with everything they do.
Stating the obvious that James Gibson Park's a massive loss. How does that, or does it change anything for you guys and how you want to play?
No, again, what we've got is, you are Craig and Mer and Blady that's come in again. These guys have been around camp for the past 3-4 years and 12 years or 15 years, whatever Mer's been around in. So, again, it's not going to change anything how we do things. It just gives those other guys an opportunity again to cement their place going forward.
And just the last one for me, how do you see the out half picture? Obviously, Jack did really well in the Six Nations. Kieran Frawley is in again. You clearly see him as a 10. Leinster seem to maybe not so. And what have you seen in Sam Prendergast?
Yeah, Sam's again performed exceptionally well in the 20s. When he's played for Leinster, he's done well. Again, I think his potential and his ceiling is very, very high, and we haven't even seen the start of it yet, so he's very, very exciting. Again, having somebody like Frawls in there who's got an extremely high skill set, but also if you're going to look at going to a 6-2 bench or whatever, he comes into the scene because he can cover so many different positions. So there's a good combination, and it's there are 3 or 4 players that we can choose from. So it's a healthy environment.
Mike, how would you describe the relationship or the rivalry between Ireland and South Africa over the last number of years?
Oh, it's been good. The rivalry's been good. That's what you want at test level. That's why we play the game. Is you want that. Obviously, it's been. We've been pretty successful over the past 3 times. I think we've played them. So, they're chomping at the bit. There's obviously been quite a lot said in the press and this and that and this, and so it's getting rid of all the white noise really. And what's important is for us is to go and put in a hell of a performance and go and challenge to win a series down in South Africa. So it's healthy. It's healthy. You want that rivalry. You want I don't know. It's not hatred, but it's that whatever it is that stirs it all up. So yeah, it's good.
Do you feel there's a greater test in rugby at the minute?
Possibly not, but you ask any other team and they would say that every game is important to whichever team's playing it. But a lot of talk about being number 1 in the world and world champions and all this sort of stuff. They are world champions, and we're going into their backyard, and it's a challenge for us to go and see if we can topple them.
And what do you think Ireland have learned from playing them in the past? Obviously, the World Cup as well.
I think we clear understanding of what their strengths are, and it's how to manipulate those strengths into our favour is something that again we need to get right on the in 2 weeks' time. But we know what they're bringing. There's a lot of emotion, there's a lot of physicality, and they're exceptionally good rugby players. So we need to make sure that we understand how we can try and turn them over.
Like there has been a few comments from South African players, like you touched on it there. Like, do you think that adds even more space to what's already a healthy rivalry?
Well, for us, for us, it's not a problem. People can say what they want. It means nothing to us. It doesn't. It's something that we don't particularly worry about. So let them keep talking. It's not a problem. That doesn't fuel anything. It doesn't make it any better or worse. It's just. We know exactly what we need to do to go down there and be successful.
Yeah. Obviously, Ireland have won the last 3 tests with South Africa. It must give you a lot of confidence. You have won in different circumstances, obviously in a World Cup and at home as well. So you sort of have that to draw on. Yeah.
Again, it's a new coaching staff in South Africa too. We've got a few new changes in there, so it is a little bit different, but. It's exciting, and that's why we play the game. It's exciting to put yourself and go and challenge yourself against the best in the world, and that's what the opportunity these guys have got. So hopefully we can go and make the most of it.
They have a lot of players missing, and obviously a lot of new faces as well. Did you watch them over the weekend, and if so, what did you make of them? Yeah,
very good. Again, like I said, the young boys that are coming in, came off the bench and got their first caps were electric. And then the old heads, your Peter Steph du Toit and your Jesse Creels, and those guys were, just world-class rugby players. So, like I said, we need to make sure that we understand how we can try and put one over them.
Just a quick one on Hugo. Obviously, like Jameson is a big miss here. Can you just speak about not having him and how happy you are for him that he's pursuing a different dream?
Yeah, I think it's great. And Hugo wanted to do it. I think it's a little bit like DuPont, really, in a way. It's a great. He's at that right age where he can break up his sort of 15 Cs a little bit, and luckily he's fit enough and he's been able to get himself into the squad. There was no certainty that he was going to get into the squad either, because they've performed really, really well. So for him to get into the squad is huge, and so he's fully committed. But yeah, anybody of Hugo's stature, he's going to be missed in any team that he plays in. But again, it gives somebody else an opportunity to come in and cement a place or put their best foot forward.
It's been a very, very long season. We're just over 12 months since he met here for the start of the World Cup camp. Has that factored into how you're training at the moment? Is it more just about kind of keeping the engines ticking over or anything like that?
No. This is Ireland.
Mike, if I may, just
Yeah.
Andy talks about things that you've achieved along the way, that series win in New Zealand. Where would this rank a series win in South Africa? Is that something you've spoken about?
Well, it's never been done before. I mean, we haven't spoken about it, no. Whether it gets spoken about today might be the case, but you know, it's like we went down to New Zealand, is challenge ourselves to go and do something that's never been done before. And I think that's going to be the same situation, us going to South Africa now against world champions. You know, the hype is big, it's massive, so it's massively exciting. So it's a huge challenge, and we understand it's a huge challenge, but we're going to embrace that challenge and go with it.
And would you see this as something as very important in the squad's development, being able to do that?
Yeah, I think every time you pull on a green jersey is massively important, because again, you're inspiring the nation. I think Andy and the team have done exceptionally well in doing that, and it's making sure we maintain that and keep that level very, very high, so we can inspire young kids to come into the game and the rest of the nation to support us.